Hey, welcome back to Nights and Weekends with me, your host, Marcus, here from the Nights and Weekends studio inside of your local Chinese restaurant down in the basement. All right. So we're going to go ahead and hop right on into this week. As you can see from the thumbnail, it's talking about bloodbaths, and some migrants aren't people. They're animals, apparently. So we're going to go ahead and hop right on into it. Hopefully this is a quick video. I doubt it, but we can try. All right, so let's go ahead and hop right on into this. Editing Marcus, going ahead and put the clip in. First clip from Sunday Today.
Rally in Ohio on Saturday, former President Trump promised to place tariffs on cars manufactured abroad if he's reelected, and made a dire prediction of what would happen if he is not.
Now, if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole, that's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country. That'll be the least of it.
They kind of left out that he was talking specifically about the auto industry. Editing Marcus, throwing the second clip from ABC Nightly News.
Race for the White House on the campaign trail, Donald Trump warning of a, quote, bloodbath if he loses the election.
Today, Donald Trump is defending comments he made at a rally in Ohio, warning of a, quote, bloodbath if he doesn't win the presidential election in November. Trump made the comment as he was talking about the auto industry, vowing to impose 100% tariffs on some imported cars.
Why on earth would they not bring up that he was talking specifically about the auto industry? And anybody who watched it live or watched the video on YouTube can understand that he was talking about the auto industry. And we're going to look at how many viewers Sunday Today has. Sunday Today back in 2023 had about 2.3 million viewers, and ABC Nightly News, the World Nightly News, or World News Tonight, is the most watched evening newscast for the 7th year in a row. And they average, I had looked this up yesterday, so you don't have to look it up. They average anywhere between 7 and 8.5 million viewers a night. So why are they leaving out context? Why are they lying to the people? One, I think it's because they think that you're dumb, but it is what it is. So Editing Marcus is going to throw in the actual clip of what Trump actually said.
Mexico has taken, over a period of 30 years, 34% of the automobile manufacturing business in our country. Think of it, went to Mexico. China now is building a couple of massive plants where they're going to build the cars in Mexico and they think that they're going to sell those cars into the United States with no tax at the border. Let me tell you something to China. If you're listening, President Xi, and you and I are friends, but he understands the way I deal, those big monster car manufacturing plants that you're building in Mexico right now, and you think you're going to get that, you're going to not hire Americans, and you're going to sell the cars to us now, we're going to put a 100% tariff on every single car that comes across the line, and you're not going to be able to sell those cars. If I get elected, now if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole, that's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country. That'll be the least of it.
So, as you can see there, he was talking specifically about the auto industry and saying that was going to be the least of our concerns if the man is not reelected in 2024. I think that's a bit hyperbolic, but I think things will be worse if Trump isn't elected, at least if you don't watch the media every day. If you watch the media every day, it will be hair on fire, world coming to an end, send the asteroid. But we know that isn't true. I'm going to throw in a clip here from Grabian. Don't hit me with the copyright strike, please. But I'm going to use a bit of a video that you put out, or you, not like it's a single individual. They actually have money there. So it's probably several dozen people who work at Grabian versus me, the one-man band over here at Nights and Weekends studio in the basement of your local Chinese restaurant. Throw in that clip.
Headlines calling it a, quote, bloodbath. Be a bloodbath. Not only is it going to be a bloodbath, but after they leave New Hampshire, it's a bloodbath on her home turf. That's really tough. Trump has left a lot of corpses in his wake. I mean, we can count the bodies as part of the, quote, MAGA drive to take over Maricopa County. And the headline refers to it as an impending bloodbath. Columnist Charles Blow has a new piece for the New York Times entitled A Biden Bloodbath.
2018 midterms, you can bet that they 100% are fearing a slaughter. In fact, the word bloodbath and massacre come up frequently.
The Republican Party will be destroyed. It's going to be a bloodbath.
There's going to be a bloodbath one way or the other.
Bloodbath for Bernie Sanders.
It's actually kind of funny how the Democrats can consistently say the word bloodbath and no one thinks that they're talking about people being killed out in the streets. But I mean, when Donald Trump was elected, it was a riot. It was small riots across the country, like a little bit after he was actually inaugurated. Tim Pool had covered it. Now we can go over to NPR. Oh, I love to bash NPR. I absolutely love it because same news channel that your tax dollars pay for, that did the softest of softball interviews with the woman who made In Defense of Looting. Okay. So here we go. We're just going to look at a few things here. NPR, former President Donald Trump's words are under scrutiny once again. During a campaign event in Ohio over the weekend, Trump warns of a bloodbath if he loses in November, completely leaving out the context that he was talking about in reference to the auto industry, and said some migrants are not people. I had to actually sit down and watch that hour-long speech that Trump gave, and it's within maybe the first 40 minutes that he says that. So, Ed and Marcus, go ahead and throw in the clip of the president talking about some of these migrants are animals.
And I would do the same thing. If I had prisons that were teeming with MS-13 and all sorts of people that they've got to take care of for the next 50 years, right? Young people, they're in jail for years, if you call them people. I don't know if you call them people. In some cases, they're not people, in my opinion, but I'm not allowed to say that because the radical left says that's a terrible thing to say. They say you have to vote against him because did you hear what he said about humanity? I've seen the humanity, and these are bad. These are animals, okay?
So you see that there, right? He's clearly talking about criminals, and he's talking about people like MS-13. And in my opinion, no, they may be technically people, but he knows, and you know, and those buttholes over at NPR and the folks are at the Daily Beast, and these folks over at Rolling Stone, and these folks back at NPR all understand he's talking about criminals. Okay. We all know he's talking about criminals. Okay. So it is very funny how when you actually look through these articles, they completely left this out. Here we go. This is from the Daily Beast. Donald Trump told supporters at Saturday rally for Ohio State Senate candidate Bernie Moreno that some undocumented immigrants aren't human. Now, again, if you've been doing this long enough, like me, if you've been on the dark side as long as I have, you're able to pick up on the language. Why are we framing them as undocumented immigrants when I believe in our actual legal code they're called illegal aliens? Editing Marcus to the rescue again. See, this is what I'm talking about. He had it. Present day Marcus had it about 99% there, but just for some pedantic jerk that might try to actually look this up. Ooh, I was dang close. So here we go. They talk about on here, they are referred to as aliens, meaning foreign. They are not called undocumented immigrants anywhere within the U.S. code. So we can look here. Archives, U.S. Department of Justice. Here we go. Prohibits bringing or attempting to bring unauthorized aliens to the United States in any manner whatsoever, even at a designated port of entry. They are not called undocumented migrants. All right, Ed and Marcus can now take off his cape and get on back to work. All right, see y'all. I might be back later in this video. Who knows? Bye. It is not a thing of you simply being undocumented. You're not supposed to be here, period. Okay? Let's go to Rolling Stone. I'm not paying that, but I at least wanted to show y'all the headline here. Trump escalates his dehumanizing of migrants. Some are not people. These are animals. Okay? The former president continued his campaign to denigrate people coming to the United States in search of a better life. As you can see from the actual clip, if Ed and Marcus put in, he was actually talking about the criminals. And Ed and Marcus is going to find, hopefully he will, he's going to find a clip of one of these migrants saying how they can take over the abandoned houses and use squatters' rights.
Invadir una casa en United States. Ya que me enteré que existe una ley que dice que si una casa no está habitada, podemos expropiarla.
The thing that's nice with me, I've been on this side of this topic since like the year 2000. I've always been strong border enforcement. Again, countries don't have borders because that's just how they're made. Like how houses don't have doors simply because that's just how they're made. If you don't have borders, you don't have a country, period. Okay? I was looking at the amount of money I pay in taxes every year, and I'm not a rich man by any means. It's more than my house note every month. And it's more than my car note every month that I pay in just the tax that they take out of my check. We're not talking about property tax, sales tax. We're not talking about the taxes that when you, if I were to go buy another car or something like that. I'm just talking about what they actually take out my actual check every, however many times I get paid. You don't need to know that, but I may get paid once every year. Who knows? But my point is that at the end of the day, all of this soft pedaling to all the quote unquote brown people of the world who want to come here, I do not care about the person's ethnic origin. I couldn't possibly care less. I care that when these people come over here, especially if they're not highly trained, okay, they're going to cost the taxpayer a ton of money. And that's going to come out of your Social Security. That is one of the reasons why our national debt is probably going to keep spiraling out of control. No, actually, I take that back. Our national debt is going to keep spiraling out of control because of the boomers and maybe part of the generation prior to them who thinks that they can live at the expense of their neighbor indefinitely. You can't. Eventually, you run out of other people's money, like Margaret Thatcher said.
And socialist governments traditionally do make a financial mess. They always run out of other people's money.
As we can see here, he's been pretty consistent on this. He said this back when he was president. And if you actually were, see, that's what I'm talking about. There could be MS-13 members I know about. If they don't reach a certain threshold, I cannot tell ICE about it. This is what Mims said. Mims was the Francisco County Sheriff. Here goes Trump's response. We have people coming into the country or trying to come in. We're stopping a lot of them, but we're taking people out of the country. You wouldn't believe how bad these people are. These aren't people. These are animals, the president said. But this is exactly how when all this migrant stuff started 2 years ago, I believe, if you look at how the media framed it at the time, they tried to frame it as, oh, these are just women and children. It was mostly fighting age men. Again, this is because your media thinks that you're stupid. But anyway, now Trump said something at this rally that really pissed me off because it's not true. He was talking about how the January 6th people are hostages.
And in Ohio, Trump paid tribute to those arrested for their actions on that day.
Please rise for the horribly and unfairly treated January 6th hostages.
No. Nope. Some of them are hostages because some of them were just bumbling around. We're going to go there. So Trump said something at this past rally for Bernie Moreno in Ohio. He said something about, I believe it was during the national anthem, that the person on the overhead did a thing of, we need to salute the January 6 hostages. Nope. The folks who broke into the Capitol are rioters, period. They're rioters. They are not hostages. Now, if you happen, unfortunately, he's correct on one thing. There are some people who were simply there, who were just literally filming what happened. These people are being swept up. Now, those people are, I wouldn't call them hostages unless they're still in jail. Then they're probably not hostages. They're wrongfully imprisoned people. If you were just there and you weren't rioting, I don't think you should spend a day in jail. That's just me. But really quick, I had wanted to finish up on January 6th really quick because to me it's the dumbest thing ever. People like Charlemagne, which I brought up before, he thinks that it was a coup. It's many people in my family. It's people who I know. It's people who I run into at my job who think that it was some type of coup. Now, apparently, Donald Trump said in a 30-second phone call on January 6th with then acting Secretary of Defense Christopher Miller that they, meaning the folks that are going to be there, were going to need 10,000 troops on January 6th, according to a statement Miller provided to a House committee in May 2021. Now, Miller can go and try to drop the ball here. I'm going to make sure I read it to you in full context because I'm not a jerk. So here we go. But Miller added that there was no elaboration. He took the comment to mean a large force would be required to maintain order the following day. Okay. He noted that domestic law enforcement believed they had sufficient personnel. So Trump actually wanted troops there. But again, it's people here who think that he had a coup. If you had a coup, you wouldn't want troops there. But again, the whole thing of a coup is stupid because it wasn't like Trump was going to take over. And then the Senate and the House and all the state governments and all the levels of the bureaucracy were going to listen to him. They didn't freaking listen to him when the man was president, when he said to get the troops out of Syria, and they lied to him. It was either Syria or Libya. He said to get the troops out, and the military straight up lied to him and said, yep, boss, we got out, but they didn't. So y'all in that coup stuff can stop. But if you want to blame somebody for a little bit of the chaos, blame this woman. This is from Newsweek. Muriel Bowser. That's the mayor of DC right there. So apparently, I'm going to read this and then we are done for today. On Thursday, December 31st, says the current accepted narrative. The District of Columbia mayor rang an alarm about protests at the joint session of Congress. In fact, the opposite is true. The opposite is true. What the mayor did was ask for a minimum number of National Guardsmen and women to help out the Metropolitan Police Department, and she warned that those troops should be unarmed and not directly involve themselves in any protest. Mayor Muriel Bowser sent a letter on New Year's Eve to Major General William Walker, commanding general of the District of Columbia's National Guard, requesting support on January 5th through the 6th. She said the Guard personnel should support the MPD and the District Fire and Emergency Medical Services. No DC National Guard personnel shall be armed during this mission, and at no time will DC National Guard personnel or assets be engaged in domestic surveillance, searches, or seizures of U.S. persons, she wrote. So if Trump was this guy playing the coup and everything else, he must have got the mayor of D.C. involved too, right? Trump did not mean bloodbaths, political violence out in the street. And two, I agree with him, much like I agree with people in my own family. When they refer to criminals, they do refer to them as being animals. But why on earth does the media just consistently lie? They just lie. All right, so Ed and Markin's got his work cut out. I got to go do another shift washing dishes over here at the local Chinese restaurant in your city. All right, bye.